Ladies and gentlemen, we're gathered here today to dedicate that great hospital which will mean so much to every citizen of this state, and so much, I may add, to the cause of science, to which my colleagues and I are humbly dedicated. As director of this institution, it is my privilege to welcome you all here and welcome our distinguished guest, the Honourable Aloysius Duffy, Governor of this state. This beautiful structure, the Tom Stark Memorial Hospital, bears the name of a young man who several years ago sustained a mortal injury in that stadium across the mall. Tom Stark, who was he? And why should this hospital be named for him? He was an all-American quarterback, one of the finest that this state, the nation has ever produced. And Tom Stark's father, as governor of this state, well, can I say his name? Willie Stark?
Say his name. It was Willis Stark. Damn it, Willis Stark.
Yes, it was Willie Stark. As governor of this state, he projected the institution which today we dedicate.
He was a crook. He built this hospital to fight his own impeachment.
All right, come on, get out of here. Let's go. Come on. Get him out.
He was, let us admit, a controversial figure, but let us not dwell on that. What matters is the hospital exists, and we must remember that historical evolution concerns itself only with the total society, and that individual names do not matter. The hospital is here in one sense, and in my belief, the deepest and only important sense. It does not matter how it came to be. It does not matter why Governor Stark, Willie Stark, conceived. I beg your pardon?
I beg your pardon, but what you're talking about is crap, you know.
And who are you?
Jill Burden. And may I again remark that you're talking crap?
I was merely referring to a verifiable phenomena, a fact. The hospital is a fact.
And I should like to know the truth behind that fact.
Ha, truth. A name for excuses, or to use your word, crap. That is a fact. It does not matter who observes it. It does not matter how it came to be. It does not matter why it was conceived, whether as a political expedient to fight an impeachment or as a...
Stark conceived it because he owed it to what he was.
Excuse me, Miss Burden. I must impress upon you that it does not matter what he was.
If Stark had not been what he was, that hospital would not exist. I'll tell you how that hospital came to be built.
What if he was a starry-eyed idealist? Or what, on the other hand, he was, as he appeared to be, by ordinary standards, a cheap demagogue, a ruffian, hag-ridden by vanity, a drunkard? But no, I don't want to allow my personal feelings to intrude. For as I've already said, in the long view, those things do not matter. The hospital is what matters.
No, but Willie wasn't like that.
Yes. Ask Lucy. Ask his wife if it matters what Willie Stark was.
The boss. That's who he was. He was the big boss.
Ask Sugar Boy. Oh, ask Tiny Duffy, that bag of guts yonder. Ask him if it matters what Stark was. Yes, ask them all.
What could their sick compulsions mean? Nothing more than your own, Miss Burton. Mere froth, shall we say, on the stream of history. But what Willie Stark was, no, really, Miss Burton.
You live in the world, and the world, you try to know the truth of the world. You live, and you try to know the truth that is in you.
The truth.
The truth is there. But you walk in the darkness of the world. You walk in the darkness of yourself. The darkness whirls, and in the sick hour before dawn, you are sick of the world. You are sick of yourself. And you say, if only...
My dear
if
Governor,
only.
in the texture of reality, there is no if only, no what might have been. At one time, I thought you understood such matters.
Well, I'll tell you how that hospital came to be built.
All right, tell me.
I'll tell you what he was back when I first saw him. And if you can understand that, you will understand what you must understand. It was back in 1930, and I was in the back room of the Slade Speakeasy with Tiny Duffy, who was city assessor then. Who's this guy we're waiting for?
Oh, name is Stark. He's from the sticks. Treasurer up in Mason City. He's just a hick, I think. I actually never laid eyes on him before. He wants to see me about some school bonds they're trying to float up there. Just wants the benefit of my advice and my expertise.
This is Willie Stark. He's from Mason City. And this is Mr. Duffy. Ain't that right, Mr. Duffy? Yeah, just like I told you, Mr. Duffy.
Mr. Duffy?
And this is Jill Burton. She's from the newspapers.
How do you do, Miss Burton?
How do you do?
Yeah, Willie here and I went, is from Mason City. We went to school together. We were schoolmates. And Willie was a bookworm, and Willie was also the teacher's pet, weren't you, Willie? And he's still a teacher's pet. You know, he went and married himself a school teacher.
Well, they tells me that school teachers are made with it in the same place.
You sure are a card, Mr. Duffy. Ain't he a card, Willie? What'll it be, Mr. Duffy?
Oh, let's have beer all around here, all right?
Oh, not for me kindly.
Let's have beer all around.
Not for me kindly.
I said we're going to have beer.
No, thank you.
Maybe the school teacher don't let him drink nothing.
Well, Lucy don't like drinking. Now that's for a fact.
Well, what Lucy don't know don't hurt Lucy, does it? Just bring him a beer.
No, thank you.
Well, maybe the school teacher let him have some orange pop. You do an orange pop for those that want it?
Yeah, I reckon I'll have an orange drink.
Yeah. Willie here was the county treasurer up in Mason City. Now he's getting into politics.
Politics? Oh, my God.
Yes, my God, Duffy said. And you could not really blame him. Willie was in politics, but not for long. The commissioners wanted to give the school construction project contract to a gentleman who happened to be his brother-in-law, and who, by the way, did not have the lowest bid. But Willie wouldn't sign. So they threw Willie out. He knew they'd throw him out, and they'd throw out Lucy too, who was teaching school. But he didn't sign.
No, he wouldn't sign. And one day that schoolhouse had a fire drill,
and the fire escape pulled loose because that schoolhouse was built with politic rotten bricks, and 8 poor little scholars hit the concrete walk and died. Well, we went to their funeral, the big one for all 8 of them, and we were standing in the back, and Willie was just standing there, and old Mr. Sandine saw him and shouted out, "It is my curse for not listening to an honest man. God bless Willie Stark, who tried to save my little Sally." And I was proud that Willie had done the right thing. He had. And he always wanted to. He wanted to do the right thing. And you must believe me. You must.
But that accident happened to be fortunate, wasn't it, for Willie Stark? For Stark's connection with the accident made one faction of the Democratic Party use him in the primary.
Sure, the Harrison gang wanted a stooge, so Willie was picked for the sucker. I was along covering the campaign for the Chronicle, what there was to cover, with Tiny Duffy and Sadie Burke, who was one tough cookie. Just the night before what was supposed to be the big political barbecue and rally, Sadie was with me at the hotel, gloomy as a constipated owl. It's no go, Sadie.
What's no go?
You know what I'm talking about. Willie, he's no go.
Well, maybe you'll pick up.
Oh, listen, Sadie, that guy couldn't steal a vote from Lincoln at the cradle of Confederacy. Those speeches.
Well, yeah, they need some working on, but they're perfect, I know.
Why don't you tell the big boys back in town it's no go? Give the sack, get him out of his misery.
What exactly do you mean?
Come on, Sadie, we're old pals. I won't print it, but I know it's a frame-up. Willie is a dummy candidate to split McMurphy's hick vote.
Now, look here now.
It's a frame-up. Anybody can see that. Oh, get the guy out of his misery.
Okay, it's a frame-up.
Oh, why don't you just tell the big boys it won't work?
Look, I told them a long time back. I told them that wasn't going to work. Well, let them spend their money. They wouldn't listen to me.
I'm not worried about their money. It's the sap.
You know, wait a minute. You know, what if they did tell him? And he went on making those speeches, even though he knew he was a sucker.
Hey,
Oh, Willie, how you doing? Come on, Willie. Give Willie a drink.
You don't take it.
Oh, yeah. Have a seat, Willie.
no thanks, Jill. No thanks.
Well, what's on your mind?
Well, nothing special.
Come on, spill it.
Well, it's just that I was wondering,
Wondering what?
well, how do you think it's going?
What's going?
My campaign.
Fine. I think it's going fine, Willie.
Well, they didn't seem to be listening too good yesterday.
Well, you tell them too much. It breaks down their brain cells.
Well, it looks like they want to hear about my school program and my tax program.
Oh, just tell them you're going to soak the rich.
Hey, what this state needs is a balanced tax program. Now, the ratio between income and...
Oh, we heard the speech.
Hey, Willie, just tell them that you're going to soak the rich and forget about all that tax stuff. Hell, make them laugh, make them cry, make them mad, even mad at you, Willie. Yeah, that's it. Stir them up. Hey, they'll come back for more and they'll love you for it. Yeah, heat them up. Hell, they haven't been alive for years, not for 20 at least. You know what? Their wives have all lost their shape. Liquor don't sit on their bellies anymore, and they've lost their religion. So it's all up to you to make them feel alive again, even if it's just for half an hour. But whatever you do, don't go around trying to improve their minds.
I've heard that kind of talk.
Well, it's no secret. It goes around.
Oh, maybe I can't talk that way.
That's the only way you're going to be governor.
A man don't have to want to be governor. I mean, I'm not denying I wanted it. I wanted it. A man can lie there at night and just be so full of wanting something that he just plain forgets what he wants. Like when you was a boy and the sap first rises in you and you think you'll grow crazy some night just wanting something. Gee, Miss Burke, I apologize, talking that way before a lady.
Well, I ain't no lady.
I could have made a pretty good governor too, by God, better than Joe Harrison, better than McMurphy. I know what people need. You know why? I know because I never had them. Look at me, I never had a day of schooling in my life. I know what people need. I would have made a pretty good governor.
Hell, the votes haven't been counted yet.
No, Jill, I won't make it.
If you don't stop talking like that, you just might make me sick.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Burke. But, you know, it's just the way I feel. And I'm sorry to be telling you what I'm going to tell you. You know, you've worked so hard and helped me so much and been so nice. You know, it ain't that I don't appreciate it all, but...
Well, what are you trying to say?
Well, it's just that I'm quitting, Miss Burke. I'm not man enough, and I know it. I'm going back to Mason City and farm a little and practice me a little law. You know, that's all I know how to do.
You mean to tell me that you're resigning?
I mean it. I won't ever be governor.
Well, listen to him. He won't be governor. Well, whatever made you think that you would be governor? Just look at yourself. Let me tell you something. You was framed. You got that? Framed.
Framed?
And how? Well, you're nothing but a decoy, a dummy. Oh, you wooden head. And you let him. All because you thought you were going to be the little white lamb of God. But let me tell you what you are. You're the goat. That's right. The sacrificial goat. Oh, you big sap.
Why did they frame me?
Oh, he wants to know why. Well, let me tell you why. Let me tell you if it gets into your little thick skull. Because they wanted to split the McMurphy vote in the sticks.
Jill, is that true?
That's what they tell me, Willie.
Here.
Hey, take it easy. You weren't used to that stuff.
Oh, he ain't used to a whole lot of things, are you, Willie? You ain't used to the idea of not being governor, are you?
Well, I was used to it, to not being governor.
Well, you better stay used to it.
I was used to it, but not now.
Not now.
Not used to it now.
Not used to it now. Well, my God, he says he's not used to it now.
I'll kill him. By God, I'll kill him.
Shut up and sit down.
I'll kill him.
You won't do a goddamn thing. Not you, you tin-plated big old sap you.
Oh, I don't know what kind of game you're playing, but I'm not going to stay around and watch.
Go on. Take it. It's all you've got left.
Oh, I'll kill him.
Oh, shut up and take it. That's it. Come on, drink it.
I couldn't stand around and watch it. So I walked out and put the town to bed. And when I got back, Willie was out cold. Oh, he didn't look like a winner. The next morning, when I tried to get him on his feet for the big political barbecue, he was Weary Willie, and his face was pale and pure. Couldn't keep a thing on his stomach, not even water. But I finally got a hair of the dog that bit him, and he had near a pint of whiskey in him by the time I got him to the fairgrounds.
And now, friends, I give you our next governor, Willie Stark.
I have a speech here. Yes, sir, I have a speech. It's a speech about what the state needs. But you won't listen to it. And you're right not to listen to it because you already know what you need. Look at your pants. Do they have holes in the knees? Listen to your stomach. Does it grumble from emptiness? Look at your kids. Are they going to grow up ignorant as dirt? Oh, no, folks. But I'm going to tell you a story.
What's that booger up to? Shut up.
Yeah, it's a funny story. Now, I want you to get ready for a laugh. It's a story about a hick. A redneck hick like you.
Who you calling a hick?
Oh, you heard me. A redneck hick like you. He knew what it was to get up before dawn and daylight and slop and feed with cow dung between his toes and then walk 6 miles to a slab-side schoolhouse. He knew about red clay roads so gully-washed they'd string halt his mules. Oh, he knew what it was to be a hick, summer or winter.
Summer and winter.
And he figured he'd have to help himself, for nobody ever helps a hick.
God's truth.
So he sat up at night studying law. Oh, not in any man's college, but at night after a hard day's work in the field. He sweated so he could change things for himself. I'm not lying to you, he wasn't any tin Jesus. He was out for number one, himself.
Every time.
Yeah, but something came along on the way. How he couldn't help himself without helping other hicks. That came to him. And it came to him with the power of God Almighty's own lightning on the day when back in his hometown, the first brick schoolhouse ever built there collapsed because it was built with politics-ridden brick and killed 8 poor scholars. Oh, you know what happened and how he tried to stop it.
Yeah, he tried.
Yeah.
Willie tried.
And the big boys in the city, they knew it too. So they came riding up in fine automobile up to his pappy's red clay farm and said how they wanted him to run for governor because he was an honest man. Oh, they sweet-talked him. But you know what they really wanted, those crooks in the striped pants? What they never told him? They wanted to use that little hick to split the hick vote for McMurphy and help elect their secret boss, Joe Harrison.
How do you know
Joe
that?
Harrison, that deadhead.
How do you know that?
Oh, how do I know? Because that fine lady there, she told me the truth that stinks in the nostrils of the Most High.
Play the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, and there he is, the man that fooled that hick. There's that Judas Iscariot, the lick splitter for Joe Harrison.
Play the goddamn Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, you sit yourself down. Get you. Yeah. You lie there. You lie. Let him lie. And listen to me. Listen to me, you hicks. I'm resigning from this race in favor of Murphy. That's not because I love him, but to beat Joe Harrison. So vote. Vote to beat Joe Harrison. And the next time, you hicks, I'm coming back. For I have got me a gospel. Oh, Lord, I've got me a word. Take this state, for it is yours. O Lord, I see a light. O Lord, you have given me a sign to Gideon. Dew on the ground and the fleece dry.
Gideon, and the fleece dry. Gideon, and the fleece dry.
Yes, O Lord, I'm coming back, and under God's holy hand no man will stop me. I will smite him. Hip and bone, shin bone and neck bone, kidney punch, rabbit punch, and solar plexus. For, O Lord, I have seen a sign. Blood on the moon. It'll be their blood. Give me that meat axe. Blood on the moon.
Oh,
Your will is my strength. Your hope is my justification. Your need is my law. Your heart is my own.
And in 1938, Willie Stark came back, and it was hell among the yearlings. And when the smoke cleared away, not a picture hung on the walls. And in the midst of the steaming carnage, there wasn't anything but Willie.
Oh, yes, there was. There was Sadie Burke. By that time, the boss's mistress.
All right, she came along, but she paid her own fare. She was a smart fixer. But it was Willie held the gospel for the people.
And there was you, Miss Burden. There was you.
All right, I came along because I believed in
Because
what he...
being incapable of action on your own, confused, wasted life, you had a romantic admiration for action. Oh, you fancied the role of the cynical observer, but deep inside.
All right.
All right, and there was Tiny Duffy. Don't forget him, Miss Burton. Stark made that crook Duffy his lieutenant governor.
Sure, he used him. And if you are the scientific realist you fancy yourself, you ought to know why. Willie had been wised up, and he knew what he had to do, and he had to use Duffy.
Oh, I don't object. It was historically necessary to use Duffy. I merely want to keep the record straight.
Hi, Sadie.
Oh, hell has popped. McMurphy's boys in the legislature, they're all starting the impeachment proceedings tomorrow on the boss.
Has McMurphy got anything?
Well, it doesn't matter what he's got. It only matters how many bastards he's bought or scared.
Well, the boss wasn't born yesterday.
Oh, he's playing rough. The boys are out there and they're dragging the sore tails and the wobblies in the legislature. A lot of them are here right now and they're weeping and crying. They're strictly praying for their mothers right now. And the boss, oh, well, the boss, he's got something on every single one of them.
Oh, don't tell me the boss would use any of those undated resignations.
Shut up and listen. Listen, the boss is coming down there right now.
To the landing? Here? What the Christ's sake for?
Well, plenty. One of your high-tone guys down there, the Judge Irwin, well, he's knifed the boss.
He has?
He sure has. He's endorsed the impeachment.
Oh, for God's sake.
Damn right, it's a fact. In the morning papers tomorrow, oh boy, we've got a leak.
What do I do?
Will you be standing out there in front of Judge Irwin's house in half an hour?
Okay, then what? Professor.
What page are we on?
20.
Oh. Sorry about that. I haven't got a clue where we are. I'm supposed to be a comedy, so stay with it. Okay, so Miss Burton, in the midst of your inner struggle, you thought you could have it both ways.
20.
That you could dig what? Where am I?
Page 20.
23.
I'm on 20.
Wait. I'm getting it sorted. Hang on.
Play the Star Spangled Banner.
Okay, sorry. Apologise. You remember, Miss Burton, you took Stark to your old friend Judge Irwin in the middle of the night. Stark and his little stuttering pathological gunman.
Oh, Sugar Boy wasn't a gunman. He's just a little Irish runt that had bad teeth from sucking on sugar cubes. Was kicked around, never had a dime till the boss found him.
And made him his gunman.
He could shoot, I won't deny that.
Oh, deny that. Oh, you took them, Sugar Boy and Stark, to the judge in the middle of the night.
I don't deny it, but I was reluctant to take Stark over there. Okay.
Stark, get there. Hey, boss.
Yeah,
What are you doing
what
here?
are we doing here?
Oh, easy, it had to come. And now, by God, it's here. I've got him out of the bush. I got him out of the open now, and I'll ride him down.
Write him down, boss. Write him down.
Yeah, by God, they'll remember this day. Mick Murphy. Mick Murphy. His unborn great-grandchildren will wet their pants on this anniversary and not know why. It'll be the sins of the father and wet pants unto the 10th generation.
Judge Irwin, what are you going to say to him?
You never know until you look him in the eye. I just want to look him in the eye.
Look here, boss. The judge, he won't scare.
I just want to look him in the eye.
God damn it, the judge won't scare.
You're right, Jill. The judge didn't scare. But why can't he understand me? Why can't he now? You know, there was a time I figured he understood me. Damn it, he's just like Lucy.
Lucy.
Yeah, she might leave me separate.
Sadie? Is it Sadie?
No, she don't know about that.
Lucy's a woman, isn't she? We can all smell it.
No, it's not Sadie. It's just that, well, Lucy just don't like the way I do things. Like the judge. She doesn't like my methods.
Looks like everybody is trying to run your business.
God damn them. God damn them all. Oh, yeah, they like what you do. They think it's great. But they don't like the way you do it. They want to spit on you. But there's just one way. And by God, I know the way.
And you do things that way.
Oh, even you.
I didn't say a word.
Oh, give me a slug. Give me a slug. You know what I'm going to do? As soon as I beat the impeachment,
Sure. Take a long rest, make a novena, get drunk.
oh, no. I'm going to build me a hospital. I'm going to build the goddamnest biggest chromium-plated, formaldehyde-less free hospital and health center that all fathers ever lived. Boy, I tell you, I'm going to have a cage of canaries in every room. And every canary is going to be able to sing Italian opera. And they ain't going to be a nurse who hasn't won a beauty contest in Atlantic City. And every bedpan will be 18-karat gold. And by God, every bedpan will have a Swiss music box attached to play Turkey in the Straw or the sextet from Lucia. You take your choice.
You better bust McMurphy and Judge Irwin first.
Oh, I'll bust them. I'll bust them. Listen, Jill, you get in there and dig. Get dirt on the judge.
Look, boss, there isn't any dirt, not on the judge.
There's always something.
Or maybe not on the judge.
Listen, Jill, man is conceived in sin and born in corruption, and he passeth from the stink of the diaper to the stench of the shroud. There is always something.
But, boss, the judge?
He's a man, ain't he? And if he's a man...
So, Miss Burton, in the midst of your inner struggle, you thought you could have it both ways. That you could dig as Stark commanded, but in the end prove that the judge was the man you've always thought. That was terribly unrealistic. But Stark, he was a realist. The hospital proves it. He conceived it to assure the public of his good faith while under impeachment. And it was tactically necessary that he do so.
Stark conceived it because he wanted to do something for the state, pure and simple.
That is merely a justification. I tell you, I'm not concerned with justification. I'm concerned with the ultimate end and what that end delivers to society, not with your sugar-coated justification of the means to the end.
But the reasons for an action must be justified. That is what makes a man.
My dear lady, can't you see that the whole point of view is irrelevant? All this moralistic moonshine about personal justification, but even in your own deluded terms, what sense are you making? How would you justify Stark when he set out to terrorise the legislature? Blackmail, thuggery, conspiracy. He carried his appeals from one end of the state to the other. He inflamed the lawless and illiterate.
He went to the people and he inflamed them with hope.
A blind mob fed on promises.
He promised them only their right. They were the ordinary people of the state, the society of the state. If they are worth nothing, then how can this hospital be a good? It's for them.
Your will is my strength. Your hope is my justification. Your need is my love. Your heart is my own.
What if that were true? Yes, Professor, what if it is true?
It is true. Oh, I wish you could have known him the way I did. Then you would have known that there was in him something to love.
He had the opposition licked, everything going his way. And to top it all off, Tom Stark, his son, was a hero, an all-American quarterback, and the crowd roared. Oh, the boss was crazy about that boy, that crummy little cock of the walk, not yet hurt by liquoring girls.
He was a good boy if they had just let him be, but they gave him a ball and they cheered and their spittle was on them. Oh, I did what I could.
Yes, Lucy was separated from the boss, and Tom was the boss's boy. But she tried. Like the time Tom got in a brawl in a roadhouse, a fight over a girl. He got thrown in the jug, and it hit the papers. Well, Lucy went to see Stark at the mansion.
Lucy, what are you doing here?
It's about Tom. It's in the papers, and you have got to put a stop to it.
Well, if you mean stop playing football,
No,
I told you.
it's not just the football. It's bad enough that he thinks he's the hero and nothing else in the world means anything, but it's what he's become. He's idle and wild and selfish, and last night, Willie, Last night he was in jail. Our son. Our son.
Well, no son of mine is going to be a sissy.
Well, if you won't do it for him, then think about it for yourself, what that would mean for you.
Oh, I can take care of myself.
You will ruin him.
Ruin him? Ruin him? Hell! Let him have some fun growing up. I never had any fun when I was a kid.
Oh, I'd rather see him dead at my feet instead of what you make of him with your vanity.
Well, don't be a damn fool, Lucy.
Oh, Willie, you loved me once. And he's our son.
Our son?
Our son.
Our son, I'll sell him. I'll tell you, he's my son. Mine, do you hear?
Oh, Willie. Willie.
Listen, Lucy. You remember my father's house, a house set on a hill on a bad rock, and the wind beat on us? I lay there at night, just a boy coming on, and I'd look out for 1,000, 5,000, 1,000,000 miles under the moon. The wind would come riding under that moon. I'd close my eyes, and it was like that 1,000,000 miles of wind was under me. Something inside of me just got so big. Oh, you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, Willie. You think you are one thing, but you are another and different. But I know what you are deep down. I know the very bottom of your heart, what it is, Willie, and you don't see anymore.
Jill, you remember I told you to dig on your old pal Judge Irwin?
Yeah.
Well, did you find the dead cat?
What are you going to do with it?
Well, what do you think? Put the screws on him. Make him beat some sense into McMurphy's head. McMurphy will have to listen to him. He hasn't got any friends left. And Irwin's the biggest leg in the stool. Give me the pussycat.
Not yet.
What do you mean, not yet?
I mean, not yet. I made a promise.
A promise to who?
To myself, not to do anything until I spoke with Judge Irwin.
Hell, you go down there and ask your old pal if he's guilty. And sure, he'll say he's washed in the blood of the Lamb, but he's washed in whitewash. Give me the pussycat.
Not yet, boss.
What the hell you think I'm paying you for?
Okay. I quit.
You mean it, don't you, Jill?
I mean it.
Well, play it your way, but take it from me. He's washed in whitewash.
It is the kickoff. State receives on the 20. It is Stark. It is Tom Stark, that old number 2. He is loose. No, down on the 45. The Stafford 45. There's the snap. Yes, it is Stark again. He's loose. It is a touchdown. No, he's down on the 4. Tom Stark was hurt on the play. Tom Stark is still down. Here comes the doctor and the stretcher. It appears that Tom Stark has regained consciousness. Oh, here's the snap. Now it's a touchdown. These boys will not be denied.
Joe Barrett here. No, I can't disturb him. What? It can't be. Oh, he was all right just a few hours ago. I'll get them there as soon as I can. Sugar! We've got to get the boss up and around.
Oh, he's sleepy. A lot to drink last night.
Sugar,
Okay.
this is important. Call Lucy, tell her to get to the hospital right away, then bring the car around front.
It's Tom?
Yes, he's in the hospital. He was hurt worse than we thought when he went down today. Now, hurry up.
You should get some coffee for the boss?
Yes, sugar, good idea. It's a fine idea. When Tom Stark lay in the hospital that night, with Dr. Stanton, the brain surgeon, brooding over him, the boss and I had been there a while when Lucy arrived.
How is he?
He'll be all right. You understand?
No, how is he?
I told you he's going to be all right.
That's what you say, but what does the doctor say?
You wanted it this way.
What?
You said you'd rather see him dead at your feet. You wanted him.
Oh.
But he'll fool you. He'll be all right. He'll fool
Oh,
you.
God, Willie.
Granted, the boy's tough. Do you hear?
Oh, Doctor, how is he?
Oh, hello, Governor and Mrs. Stark. He's still unconscious and paralyzed.
Oh, God.
The reflexes are totally gone. The x-ray shows us a dislocation of the 5th and 6th cervical vertebrae.
Where's that?
See there? It's right here at the back of the neck.
Oh, what are you going to do?
Well, sir, the decision's going to have to be yours. We can put the patient in traction and wait for some resolution, or we can resort to surgery. This is a technical decision. Therefore, I want you to understand it as clearly as possible. The x-ray could show the condition of the bone, but not of the spinal cord. We can learn that only by operating. If the cord is merely pressed on, we can relieve the pressure and possibly restore the function. That's if the cord is not crushed. But if the cord is crushed, the patient will be paralyzed.
Oh.
Do you understand?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I must emphasize that the operation is very near the brain. It may be fatal.
Oh, God.
This is a radical step. It's an outside chance, but it is radical.
Oh, do it. Do it, by God, do it.
I had assumed that you would make that decision. I've already made the arrangements.
He'll be all right. Do you hear?
Sure, boss. Sure.
But Tom was not going to be all right. He died. They held a very nice service.
He said Tom was an ideal. Fine, clean ideal for all the boys in the state. Didn't he say that, Willie? Didn't the preacher say that? An ideal. An ideal for all the years to come. Didn't he say that about Tom? Well, and it's lies. Oh, lies. Everything is lies and I can't bear it. The world is lies and my baby's dead. Don't touch me.
Lucy, I don't know what happened or how, but I knew it happened a long time back. And in the darkness, I want you to come back to me, Lucy. You loved me once.
I don't deny it. I loved you. But what once was possible is not now possible. At least not now. For I've been in the dark, alone, and the dark ticked like a clock. And I remember you laughed, and you said Tom was your son, not mine. Not mine.
He's our son, Lucy. He's our son. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to name my new hospital after him. It'll be the Tom Stark Memorial Hospital and Medical Center. It'll be
That's what it'll be. And the sports page and the pulpit will do what they do. But Willie, can't you see? Can't you see those things don't matter? Your name in the papers and people cheering. Can't you see? Oh, you'll do it. You'll name it for him. And you can have your son. And you can use him like you use everybody. But you cannot have my son. And where's my son? Where is he? And it's raining on that ground.
Lucy, Lucy, I loved you.
If you had loved me, you would have made things different, not the way they are. All ruined when you touch them. Wherever you put your hand.
Oh, Lucy, give me your hand.
Oh, wherever you put your hand, it was ruined.
Lucy, give me your hand.
Oh, I could understand if it were not dark.
Oh, Lucy,
If I
give me your hand.
I could only believe.
Oh, Lucy, I have horrors in my head. They lurch and they grind like streetcars.
He was such a good little boy when he was little. Never cried.
Take a seat. Good morning, boss. How do you feel? We all came in just to see how you feel. We wanted you to know we were all thinking about you, boss. Just like the whole state. Just look at them telegrams on that desk there. There must be 1,000 of them. Telegrams of sympathy and condolences. They all love you, boss. And those flowers at the funeral, they go to show. Oh, the flowers from the 5th Ward. Now that was a real floral tribute, boss.
Get rid of that garbage and call a special session of the legislature. Get together all that stuff you have on Lawson's Construction Company and on Acme Electric, and get the stuff on Judge Irwin from Jill.
Boss, what? What do you do?
You heard me.
Oh, boss, you can't. You just can't.
No, the hell I can't.
Oh, not when everything is already fixed, boss.
I can unfix it.
Oh, boss, you call a special session. You start an investigation. You're going to get them all mad. There's no telling what they'll
Now,
do.
look here. You may think they've bought some of my boys. Oh, I know they've tried, giving them $50, but I'll give them galloping paralysis. They get gay and there'll be a bear market on barbers and farmhands next election. If there's anything cheap in this state, it's sweet potatoes and statesmen. They both grow on poor ground. Now get out. And my enemies say that I have done things not for the love of you, but for the love of power. Do you believe that?
No.
What man knows the truth of his heart? But I shall look in my heart and hope to find some love for you, some little at least.
Willie!
My enemies say that I have used threats, deals bribery, corruption, that I have preyed on the weakness of men. Do you believe it?
Kill him!
Oh, what I have done, I have done. And what I will not excuse myself. What I shall do, I will do. I will do what I must, but I want one thing. I want to be able, in the end, to look you in the eye. Listen to me.
Willie!
But listen. I want that much innocence.
Let it alone.
Boss! Oh, boss! Oh, boss.
Oh, Jill, what did he do to me?
Oh, God damn it, I don't know.
I never did anything to him, Jill. Oh,
No, we didn't.
well, maybe he just got screwed up.
Yeah, he just got screwed up.
Well, maybe Maybe I just got myself screwed up.
Oh, boss.
Oh, it might have been different, Jill. Even yet, you gotta believe it, Jill.
I do, boss. I do. Different. It might have been different. I must believe that. And you must believe that. For if we believe that, we can live. We can have a reason for living.
Oh, Miss Burton, no. Those words are only a final indication of Stark's failure of nerve. For in the last phase, after his son's death, Stark became the sentimental, confused moralist. You may think I have no concern with morality, but I do. The morality of an act that's a means to the end must not be confused with the end result. We can only strive to create conditions of health and well-being which will make men well-adjusted and therefore able to act morally. Miss Burton, are you too blind to see that Stark's late conversion to what you regard as a moral view accomplished nothing more than to pass on power to that Duffy?
And friends, after all these years, on this memorable occasion, I can still promise you that Willie Stark's great dreams will come true. I have built his hospital. I have kept faith with Willie Stark because I loved him. We all loved Willie.
Loved him? Loved him? He killed him.
And when you found that out, Miss Burton, what did you do?
I did nothing. Because he is nothing. Nothing. If he were something, if he were real, if he were human, I would have killed him. But he's nothing. He's the great twitch. It's a mob in which everything looks like everything else. He's the wind which the stink is on it, and we do not know where it comes from unless it comes from us, from all of us. For that is the world. That is the world we made. As you say, Professor, history is blind. But men are not.
They're only men, after all, Miss Burton.
I was a man and I lived in the world of men. And being a man, I did not know what I was. But I yearned toward that definition, and all my deepest labors had no other purpose. But I was a man among men. I say this not for forgiveness, for I have no need for that now. All I need is truth.
Truth.
And from that, I'll make my truth.
For that is the last ambition.
Big boss, he can talk so good.
Oh, Willie, Willie.